One, hey, two, hey, one, hey, two, hey, three, hey, four, hey, ho, hey, ho, hey, ho, hey, ho. Everybody get up. Ho, hey, ho, hey, ho, hey, ho. Everybody get up. Everybody get up. I said, everybody get up. Everybody get up. I said, everybody get up. Everybody get up.
Hello. Welcome to the dark side. I'm Ladios Muhammad, an actor with purpose.
And I'm Rav'n Moon, an actor with passion.
And we are actors from the dark side. We have a special guest here. Woo! Megan MacGrath.
Yes.
Say hi, Megan.
Hello.
She is here today to tell us a little bit about her production, being a producer in the industry. So she's going to share some great stuff from a woman's perspective, right, Megan?
Yes, that is right.
Yeah. But before we get started, tell us about yourself. Where are you from? Where you been? Who you are? What you do?
Okay. Well, I've been in the film production industry for now 14 years.
Okay.
Held a bunch of roles, but I am currently just trying to build myself in the film production industry as freelance, doing contract work sometimes, and I'm originally from Florida. Moved to Colorado here 19 years. I just moved last year to Washington State. So you have the beauty of the water and the mountains. So
you got both of them,
much,
huh?
Yes.
Little beach.
Yes.
Washington
Seafood.
State,
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Any significant others, children, anything?
Nope, not this time.
Not this time?
Nope.
All right. It's all about your career right now, huh?
Yep.
Oh.
It's, I think you go through times where you definitely want that, that significant other or children. And I definitely want that. Just haven't found the right one yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'd rather be single and working on my profession than, in a bad relationship.
Yeah.
Sure, that makes sense.
And it looks
I've
like
had enough of those, so.
haven't we all?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it looks like you're living at sea level now, huh? How's that going?
Oh, it's different. I can breathe better, of course.
Really?
But, after being here 19 years, it wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
See what
Washington is absolutely beautiful.
It is.
So we're definitely going to go in to start, the interview and ask some questions. And I looked at your IMDb. Your resume is beautiful.
Thank you.
And the reason I wanted to bring you onto the show is you made this post on Facebook like you were the only woman who is what? Tell us what? And I was like, I want her. And I had to hunt her down because she wasn't even in the state anymore.
No. Yeah. I've been working with a lot of great people the last few years and really just doing more producer work. And so I just getting it on IMDb, getting it up there more and more. So now I actually have more producer credits than any others, which is really exciting for me since that's really what I want to do.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Nice.
you.
And we've worked together before, right?
Yeah. We
I
sure
don't
did.
ever remember the name of the film. What was it?
Euphoria.
Duh.
Euphoria. Right? Yes, Euphoria.
How could I forget that?
Series.
Yeah. That was a
Yeah.
great series. I was hoping
It
they'd
was
do a part
so
two.
intense,
God.
so deep and intense.
Yeah.
of
Tell our
the
viewers about it.
series.
What was it? What was that?
Well.
Go ahead.
Wow. Okay. So it had drugs in it. It had prostitution in it.
Okay. Kind of a
I was a side chick.
street tale, kind of a gritty street tale, if you will.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was, and it's
For
a
sure.
how many part? It was like
I think it was 7 episodes.
7 episodes, one series.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. What was the director's name? I'm so sorry.
Were you talking about Sean?
Sean.
Yeah.
Sean, and he's doing really good.
Oh, yeah.
He's actually got a lot of car washes
Mm-hmm.
in the Denver metro area.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, so he's booming. But yeah, he's really good producer. He does a lot of hip hop videos.
Mm-hmm.
He's booming. But yeah, I hit him up every now and then. I'm like, are you gonna do a part 2?
Right.
A part 2?
I know, that would be crazy.
and that's so funny because he did Euphoria, and I think there's a one on Netflix or something. Euphoria with I can't even think of her name.
Oh. Yes,
you know what I'm talking about?
I just saw that pop up because
Yeah,
I was looking for Euphoria to find the first episode or just the trailer to post to the page, and so it was really good, really good. We had some fun. So before we get into it, because I looked at some projects that you were doing, I want to talk about them. Okay. Yes.
So a couple of them. Okay, so I'm gonna start with some older stuff and bring it forward.
Sure.
But I looked at Black Pegasus.
Oh, yes.
Woo, that was nice. That was pretty deep.
Which one?
Well,
one?
I think this was the food for thought.
Okay, yeah.
The food for thought.
Food for thought.
Yeah.
Yes.
This one was really deep.
Yes.
And pretty kind of timely right now, even though it was done, what, about 4 years ago? Was it 2016?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, so,
I believe so.
And I kind of researched the hip hop artist. He's kind of pretty established, isn't he?
Oh,
is he from Colorado?
Yes.
Yeah.
As far as I know, I mean, I know he's been here for a really long time.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he is
He's
a native of Colorado.
Pretty political and talking about the issues with food and how it's contaminating us
And that came from a personal experience in his life with his mother, I believe.
Oh.
And so there was just a real big personal interest in that. And his mother was sick and passed away, and so that really, he's very conscious in his rapping and his music. So,
wow. So that, I did not know that was, well, you know what, I did, because at the end it says based on actual life experience or something of that. Yeah, that was a really good video. Have you worked with him again since then?
yeah. Yeah, we have done, well, that actually may have been the last one we did with him. We've done, I believe, 3.
Okay.
3 other ones with him.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, they're all very different.
Yeah.
They're fun. They are little short stories.
Right.
And so it really all comes together. And, so there's one called, we actually did with Chris Calico. And so that was called Money Clock.
What's that about?
It's just about them trying to, they're trying to turn people, into listening to different things and getting away from what is actually out there. So it's kind of like in the presence of selling drugs, but they're selling headphones. And so it's really a cool.
Are they being programmed while they're listening to them?
I feel like yes.
Yeah, so they're programming into what they want them to believe and see. Oh,
Yeah, I think so.
That's pretty
That's
interesting.
kind of what I gathered from it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and as I'm going through all of these films and all, the links you provided us, because I would have been going through them for days if I had looked at your whole resume. You pick a lot of certain type of projects. Like they have kind of a theme. They're like conscious projects, and I definitely want to talk about, not right now, but this one that looks like it didn't get finished yet. It's like had to stop because of COVID. But the one called Dead Right There.
Dead Right There.
Oh
Yes.
my God!
Yeah. We are actually filming our last day next Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and that's a real police officer, right?
Yes, real police
Yeah,
officer.
I was looking. Is that him in the?
in the Springs? No.
So that's not the real police officer in the movie.
No.
That's an actor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was like, dude, he was fine.
But it is based on our writer and director's, kind of experiences.
Right.
Dealing with domestic abuse and there's drugs. I mean, he's dealt with a lot of those. So the movie really is about just that journey of trying to just a sort of a day in the life of him.
Is it a full feature?
It's not.
It's a short film?
It is a short film, but it's long. It's 30 minutes.
Okay.
It will be 30 minutes.
That's like one of my questions, because I know we did a short film and it was like 50-something minutes. And I was like, what determines a short film versus a full full-fledged movie?
Right. So short, technically, yes. 40 minutes or less is when that's a short. It's considered a short film. Anything over is considered a feature length. So
Okay. Well,
clearly, you did a feature length.
Well,
so
I
it
guess
should
I'll
be-
have to put that as feature length on my
Yes,
credits.
yes.
But yeah, because I was like, a lot of people are doing short films. They're like really mini movies, so 45 minutes or less. Okay.
Yeah, 40 minutes.
40 minutes or less. Okay.
Yes.
So you do. So, but you're also doing your first full feature now, right?
Yes. Well, we actually finished it, and we are in distribution. And it will be on demand in October. It's called
Yay.
Monster Force Zero.
Yes.
I'm super proud. That's my little baby because
Okay.
that is technically the first feature as a producer.
Okay.
As my I am a big part of that project, as a producer. So, yeah.
Tell me about this because this is like a sci-fi comic
It is.
thing, and I was like,
It
huh?
is.
And I was looking at the trailer. I was like, what? I was like, she went there. Pretty soon you'll be doing things like Marvel Brothers and all that stuff.
You
Like you went
never
there,
know.
huh? Hey,
Yeah.
hey, I knew you first.
Yes,
I knew
that's
her
right.
first.
No, it's totally a fun. It's such a fun, thrilling ride. It's coming into a whole new genre of cosplayers. Which, if you don't know what a cosplayer is, it's the people who dress up like their comic book heroes or some that they've made, which is what the film's about. You know, this certain cosplay character wrote a comic book, and so their characters are based on their comic book. And so they just get into this whole crazy thing where they're battling another cosplay team, to what you find out is to actually fight intergalactic forces, about like aliens and dinosaurs and
The real
all
forces.
kinds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's such a fun, it moves pretty quickly, and so it's them gaining basically their superpowers
Yeah.
of what's in their
Nice.
comic.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Did you have any questions about some of her credits? Like anything?
No, I mean, your credits are really astounding, so yeah, but I love the Monster Force Zero. That looked really, really cool. So, and since I don't know a lot, and maybe you could fill our viewers in, because I don't really know all that goes into being a producer, so I don't really know what to ask in terms of the projects, but maybe what kind of life experience and what kind of things do lend to being a good producer, and, you know,
Sure.
what does the job look like behind the...
Definitely. Well, there are different producer roles.
Yes.
So depending on what you're doing, if you are producer, which is most of what I've been doing, I am seeing the project from beginning to end. I am through most of the time the conception of writing, to casting, to locking locations, making sure everyone is there, working with the financial part of it. So there's so much that you're involved in, and then even when the film is done, you're making sure there's deadlines. That the editor is hitting deadlines, that we're able to get it out, and then talking through again. Okay, what do we want? With our film, what do we want? Do we want it to go to film festivals? Do we want it to go for distribution? Do we just want to show our work on YouTube? I think and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just really figuring out what you want for your film and where you want it to go.
Yeah.
So really, producer is like everything involved. You're working closely with the director. You're working, and even with independent and local, you end up putting on many hats. So I may be a producer, but I may also be a production manager where I am doing schedules, and then I'm on set and I'm assistant directing and working with all the cast and the crew and just getting everything locked in. And so now in post, making sure everything is going through to deadlines, and then moving on to figuring out if you want a distribution.
You're the big picture
Yeah,
person.
she
The
is
big
the big picture.
person.
Oh,
Yes, that's so needed.
Well, hold on that thought right there. We're going to come back right after this. You were telling us what producers do and what it entails. entails. So I feel like I heard you mention, like, do you secure locations in doing the producing?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And a lot of times the lines get a little blurred between producer when you are wearing those other hats, which a lot of times is what happens in the local independent film community because you have a lower budget.
Yeah.
So
do you deal with the costumes as well?
No, a lot of the creative stuff I left to my my partner in film, Nate. He's such an amazing guy. I've been working with him almost 14 years, like pretty much since I started. Is this the
same Nate that was with Euphoria, Nate?
No.
Okay,
nope,
different Nate.
Different
okay,
one. Yep.
different.
Because Nate wasn't on that one. But we did do Hustle and Timon. Okay. Yep. He was the one that did that. So Nate Latier. Okay. So I've been working with him almost 14 years. And he is such the idea and the creative, and so for him to take that portion of the producing role, so he took that, and I took like all the other stuff where it's just all the logistics and the finances. We took both of us took part in that. But
that's great.
Do you feel so? I've seen you've done some directing as well on your credits. Do you prefer producing all around or directing? And which one would you say is more of a powerful stance in the industry? Because I always hear, if you want to get to know the directors, if you want to get into a film, get to know the producers, you know, or is it they carry the same weight?
It really depends. It really depends. I haven't technically done directing. I've been assistant director, which really I am right up against the director. Like, okay, we need to get these shots in this time frame. That's more of what I've done. Now I have had where I've worked on sets where the director asks my opinion, and so I am able to give some direction in that. And even as a producer, I can kind of trump that, but sometimes they trump me. So it really kind of depends. For me personally, I think producing is really
your passion.
It really is more producing than directing. I don't feel like I have the complete full eye that a director does. And then working with some amazing directors that I do, it just works for me to be a producer and them to be a director.
Sure. So what kind of skills or what do you think a producer needs to bring to the table in terms of skill set actually? What does a good producer bring to the table?
Sure.
In your eyes,
yeah. I definitely think great communication.
Okay.
I think that's super important. Being able to hit and make and hit deadlines. Really being detailed. I feel like a producer needs to be detailed in that they can gather all the information because they really do have that bird's eye view of the whole project. So just making sure, and a little bit of that, like I don't feel like I fully have it, but that authority in the sense of like, okay, like we really need to hit these deadlines. We really need to get into this. And
you don't think you have that?
A little bit.
I worked with
know.
you. We need to get this done, you guys. Stop playing. I remember that. So I was like, wow.
That's the assistant director, and like most people hate the assistant directors because they're mean. They're like, okay, I don't care if you hate me. Like you need to get this done. So yes, that a little bit, but I think definitely that authority, and then within the weeds of the details, being able to just know what you need, and if you don't, to be willing to research.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sure.
With your latest baby, the full feature, and I know you went for distribution, but do you think if COVID hadn't taken a play, was your whole objective was to go through distribution on demand, or was it to go into the theaters?
That's a great question. We did actually do a film festival route and won a few awards, and then we kind of knew all along that we were going to go into distribution. I mean, we would love to have it in the theaters. It's just with an independent film on a lower budget, it's who you know and how to get it into the theaters, and we just weren't there. So right now it's going to be on demand in October, and then shortly after we'll be out on DVD.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Definitely.
Nice. So I'm wondering about your projects. How do you find your projects, and do your projects ever kind of find you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's a great question, and most of the time they do.
Okay,
they find
interesting.
me.
Yeah.
I was working on another project, and the executive producer, who's the one that puts up the money.
Okay, sure.
Yep.
Yeah. I always thought with that title executive that they got money. Just kidding.
Yep. I was working on this other project as a production manager and even line producer, just trying to make sure everybody was where they needed to be. And they, the executive producer really noticed me and in all the stuff that I was doing and really trying to gather everybody together. It was a little bit of herding cats, but you know, that happens.
That's the industry.
It happens.
So the factors
Yes. Yes. And so, you know, he really approached me and he was like, hey, I have some projects and would love to do a producer-director duo. You know, do you have anybody in mind? This is, you know, my list of projects. And I'm so thankful for that because I was like, okay, Nate would be perfect for this specific movie for sure. And that was the next one that he really wanted to go into.
That's amazing.
And so we all met together, and then they were like two best friends in high school. They really, you know, meshed very well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And so that's how it is, and then that's how it's been. Like me, in a sense, being recognized for working on other things, because I start out in different roles and on projects in different roles, and then they're like, hey, I would love to, you know, work on this project and film this, and so it goes from there.
Did you start in student films, independent films, videos, or how did you get started? Like,
yeah, that's great.
Like, where did you start before you started realize, like, I really like this and I want to build this, I want to build my resume? Where did you get started?
Sure. Great question. I love movies in general. I'm a huge movie person. I knew that I wanted to go in. I would see different things in the films that I'm like, no, that wasn't there in the last scene.
Okay,
or the light is different, or, you know, it's, so that's continuity.
Oh, yeah.
And, so I then, you know, friends knew about it, and there was a friend that I had worked with that was like, hey, my neighbor down the street has a little production company. Would you like to talk to him? I was like, yeah, sure. Like, hook me up. And he did. He brought me under his wing. And so my first gig was like a production assistant and crafty, working with the food and all of that. Hey, that's okay. At least I was on set. That's really what gets me hyped.
Yes.
Just being on set and being around that energy and the feeling that everybody's just in it because it's their passion. They're doing it because they love it. And so that's kind of how I got started. And I was working with this other production company, and they put me into the office to do some logging and digging of the videos that they were doing. And I met one of the editors there, and he was like, "Hey, Megan, do you want to work on a film?" And I was like, "Sure." And so that kind of was like our own little film school that we did. We worked together. It was a feature. It's called Bilby Boys. So that was like my first feature, but I just was kind of doing a little bit of everything. There were only, I think, 5 of us that were.
So you were still a little green, not quite, but you were just kind of getting your feet wet.
Yeah, at that point. And so that's kind of how I did it. And really, it is about who you know. You start working on other projects, you meet new people, and that is how it all kind of transformed. And then probably about 9 or 10 years ago, I started really getting into that pre-production role of production coordinating, production managing. And Nate and I had started a business together that we were working with some local businesses. So kind of like the Colorado Springs Pioneer Museum and Therapeutic Recreation Program. So some mainly ones that were going to have some type of fundraising come in, fundraising videos. And so we had our own little company. We were doing that. We were working for the dog toy company Kong.
Okay.
Up in
Yeah, I
Boulder.
remember them. Yeah.
So we were doing all kinds, and then we
Never
were
heard
doing music videos galore.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
we've
yeah.
worked with a lot of local artists.
Yes.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can't. You stay fed with those music videos.
Yeah.
I mean, they're popping up all over.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
Yes, they are. So that's kind of how that all started, and then it just kind of naturally turned into producing because it was he and I doing it together. So
Okay.
really, I guess I've been producing a lot longer than my resume says,
Right.
but it is just
You put stuff that's relevant on the IMDb credits. Yeah.
yes, because only certain projects actually get onto IMDb.
Was this last project a SAG or non-union?
For Dead Right There,
Yeah. No.
Monster Force.
Yes.
It was complete independent.
Okay.
Mhm.
And it's Dead Right There? SAG?
Dead Right There is SAG.
Okay.
I cannot wait to see that. I mean, like, I was reading, like, I read his post. I'm not going to read it now. I just wrote it down. But he was, like, when COVID went in, he was, like, really sad. And it was really heartbreaking. And
Yeah.
it was, you know, like, this is real dear to me. Is this the police officer, is he Colorado Springs? Or?
He is.
Okay.
Mhm. Yep.
Right.
He is Colorado
Is
Springs.
his face gonna be in there? I want to see his face. See, I so much wanted to be a police officer. Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, I was even reconsidering it again this year.
Oh.
So, and then all this stuff happened, but you know,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
was like, I'm gonna stay in my lane. But yeah, I
never
definitely
know.
want to see this. I definitely want to see this.
excited.
I'm super excited.
I'm excited.
So I noticed you did a couple other things with IMTK.
Yep. IMTK.
Yeah. So I know two of the actors in there,
Yes.
Rav'n Relaford and Chaz Grundy.
Mhm.
I know them very well. And then Riddle Me This.
Riddle Me This.
That trailer. That was just a trailer, right?
Yes. Did you get goosebumps?
I thought I was like, that looked like a full blockbuster trailer. Like, I was like, is this a Batman movie?
Is it?
Or is this a Riddler movie?
Is it?
You're home now. You're home now.
No, it's amazing. It really is amazing. We had such an amazing cast.
Tell me about that. Was that like for a teaser for funding? What, or is it? Did it come out? Did it go anywhere?
It's still in edit.
Okay.
Right now, I actually just wrote him and I was like, I want to see what you have. He's like, I'm still working on it. I'm like, no, I want to see it.
Love it. I swear I was
It
watching
does.
a Batman. It was
looks-
dark.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the guy who played, who is that guy? To
Which
play
one?
the Riddler. Who is that
Oh,
guy?
His name is Richie. He's
That's he just a one name? He's a one name
Richie.
actor?
I believe it's Kotwika.
Kotwik.
I think that's how you
He
say
was
his last
so
name.
believable. I was like,
Oh yeah. Well, and that's why he got the role. Like
Yeah.
he
And he's local
so
artist?
hit it. Yeah, I believe he's in Colorado Springs.
this is why we have our show. Because we want to tell people in the world that there is excellent, phenomenal talent here in Colorado that is so overlooked. They're going to LA, they're going to Atlanta, they're going to New York, but they forget about us, and we got amazing talent here, you know?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You got to
Yeah.
keep me posted on that. 'Cause I totally...
I
So,
will.
what about Knock It Out? Or Knockout.
Yeah, Knockout's an amazing film. So
It's
it's
full feature or short?
it is a short.
Okay.
And it is just a guy, Joe, who is just wanting to pursue his dream of being a boxing contender. So it's really a good movie. I just saw some stuff yesterday on it, and it looks so
Does it
good.
come
It
out?
looked really good.
It's getting there. I think
Did
we're
the
gonna
guy
have
get
a
in shape for
private-
it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, why you hold back?
Cass is amazing. Like
Uh-huh.
it was between two people in casting, and
Okay.
we were just like, oh, I don't know. I worked with Cass before on another project called The Spectacular Mind of Mackenzie Banks,
Okay.
and he has so much emotion in his face. Like his face will just, I mean, he doesn't have to say anything, and you know. What he's doing, what he's going through, and so it is really an amazing performance by him. He actually did come to the casting call.
Okay.
Then we were like, oh man, this is really good. Then he did another kind of just out of the blue thing for himself, filmed it. It was really dark and just really played into this
Wow.
other
Yeah.
kind of video audition that we didn't ask for, and
Wow.
he did it, and that really pushed him over the edge.
Sure.
And so he was really just training to get more in shape for it, and he just he's really
Well, I'm looking
he's
forward
amazing
to that.
new up and coming actor.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Knockout, Dead Right There, Riddle Me This. I mean, this is stuff that she's on, like she's producing. This is amazing work. We're gonna put some. Is it okay if I put some links down below?
Of course.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yes,
put some of
please.
the links of those. My favorite. My favorite. My favorite.
Our favorite.
That's what you gonna get. My favorite. Yeah. So what else you got over there? What you got?
Oh, well, let's see. What is your inspiration? Like, you know, what would a dream project look like for you?
Dream project. Really, as crazy as it may seem, I love dance movies. Like,
cool.
and I'm talking
Honey?
about like
Like
Honey,
Honey? Yeah.
Stomp the Yard,
Stomp the
like you
Yard.
know that stomping. Like I love it.
Cool.
I love
Yeah.
it. I actually wanted to be a dancer.
Flash dance.
I don't know about flash dance.
We all wanted to be flash dance.
But,
I'm all stopped.
You know, one of like
Flashing
the
lights.
backup dancers for, you know, an artist or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I just love dancing. My mom always danced with me, listening to Motown, and I just loved it.
That's great.
And so I would love to work on I would just love to work on a
We
a
should
dance
hook her up with
movie.
John and do the greatest ballroom competition.
That'd be interesting.
That's our play.
That's our play
Nice.
right now. Yeah, we're doing the same.
What actor would you like to work on that dances in your dream project? What actor or entertainer that you would like to be a part of your dream
Say
project?
Alfonso Ribisi. Just kidding.
I was going for more J-Lo.
The Carlton has to be us.
Oh
too.
my
No,
gosh.
just kidding.
That's a hard one.
Okay, name three. Name three.
That is. I'm like, who dances?
I mean, but who's like a real dancer as opposed to just playing a role?
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
J-Lo's a real
Good
dancer.
question.
You're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
She's a
Dude,
real
you're right.
dancer.
Are you
Real
dying
dancer.
for J-Lo?
Yeah,
I don't know if I'd be
I
dying
don't
for
know.
J-Lo.
See,
Personally, I wouldn't be dying for J-Lo.
I love me some J-Lo. I love you, J-Lo. I love you.
I think she's great. I think she's great. Gosh, I think
Do they even have
like Usher.
Oh yeah.
Usher would be because I'm thinking
about
of course,
Omarion?
music. Omarion would be awesome.
Omarion. He
I
can
love Omarion.
jam. But Usher, I don't know. Who would be better, Usher or
Usher.
Omar? Yeah,
Usher.
Usher. What do you think,
Okay.
Mr. King? Usher or Omarion?
As long
Usher.
as they
I
just
have
dance.
no comment.
As long as they just dance.
Neither.
It's like that. It's like that. I took your water. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know.
Yeah.
Because there are so many great people, but I think somebody like Usher
Yeah.
would be
Okay.
really cool. But I mean he's done music.
What about
before,
Justin
too.
Timberlake? He can dance.
Oh, I would love to do. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He
Work
totally
with Justin
can-
Timberlake.
yeah.
I think he is such a fun personality
Yeah, he
in
does.
general.
Yeah.
And so
He's
totally.
pretty laid back and
Yeah.
cool. He's still handsome.
Mhm.
You know, he's still attractive. He got a little swag. Hi, JT. Hope you watching this.
I mean, I even think like Channing Tatum. He actually is a really great dancer.
He's got some great
Mhm.
moves. I like
Yeah.
him too. Yeah. Did you watch all his what is it, Mr. What was it called? Magic, Mr. Magic or Magic?
Oh, Magic Mike.
Magic Mike.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
was it part 2 that had Jada Pinkett Smith in it?
Mhm.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
went backwards.
Yeah.
So I watched that first.
Oh.
Loved it, and then I went back.
Yes.
So
The
first
second, I think the second one's so much better.
yeah, the second
so
one was
much
great,
better.
very
Mhm.
great. You know, and you
Yeah.
know, he had some flavor in it. Oh my god.
Yeah. No, he's totally great.
I don't know. Did you sit with me and watch that, Mr. King?
Mm-mm.
He's like, don't you try to tell that lie. He'll watch some movies, but some of them he'll be like,
Oh my goodness.
nice. So, you got any more questions for her?
You know, what about some fun facts about yourself,
Yeah.
Megan?
Oh, okay. I love to travel.
Okay, nice.
And
nice.
so
Where you
I
been?
have been, oh gosh.
What's your favorite place?
Oh, my favorite place? I would actually have to say, oh, that's really hard. So I'll give you 2 different kinds. For tropical,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I'd have to say either Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
Or I've been to Cabo in Mexico.
Did you like Cabo?
I love Cabo.
Cabo.
Cabo
Okay.
is, their weather is
So good.
aside from
It's
the
like
snow,
Denver.
obviously. It
Yeah.
is very
Yeah,
much
it's like
like
Denver.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've not been to Cabo. Been to Cozumel. Been
Okay.
to Mazatlan, but not Cabo.
So
Cabo's
Cabo's
amazing.
Okay.
Yep.
That's on my bucket list.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. The Bahamas were great as well.
Been to the Bahamas
Yeah.
twice.
Okay.
How about Jamaica?
I have not been there. That's one place.
See, I was gonna
really
say
wanna
Jamaica
go.
will beat out Hawaii.
I really
though.
want to
Yeah. So I was
Yes.
keeping my mouth shut. Like, she obviously hasn't been to
Jamaica,
Jamaica. She ain't been to Jamaica.
I'm like, oh. What
Yeah,
about
Jamaica's
St. Thomas?
I haven't been to the Virgin Islands
The
yet.
Virgin
That
Islands
is
is
definitely
nice.
on the top of my
Sure, it's
list.
nice.
They got some beautiful
Yeah.
beaches,
Yeah.
man. They got some beautiful beaches.
It's on the top of my list.
Yeah.
So I mean, between like Mexico and Hawaii and the Bahamas
Uh-huh.
and I went on a cruise and we went to Belize and Honduras.
Oh.
And they're beautiful
Okay, I gotta
places.
catch
Yeah,
up.
that. Yeah.
Passport, here I come.
Definitely
The
wanna
COVID
go to
is
They
gone.
speak
That's
English
right.
in Belize, don't they?
Um,
I heard that. Somebody
I
said they
believe
were
so.
colonized by the British, so that they speak mostly.
Well, we
English,
were
but-
in, of course, like the whole touristy area.
Of course,
so
of course.
They do
so
there,
they do a
that's
lot
for sure.
of
Yeah.
English there.
Yeah. But one of my favorite places, I would have to say, is between Kenya and Uganda.
Oh wow,
Okay.
Africa, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, Africa's amazing. I've been to 5 countries in
Uh-huh.
Africa.
Oh,
and
wow.
Lucky. Wow.
So I used to work with a child sponsorship organization.
Okay.
Oh,
and
wow, that's
so
wonderful.
I was able to go
Yeah.
and meet the sponsored children, my
Nice.
kids that I had
That's
were in
wonderful.
Rwanda. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that must have been so heart touching.
Yeah, it's so amazing to be able to go and then meet them in person and
Yeah.
see how they live and see how you have made a difference. I mean, they
Right.
don't have much, but they are the happiest.
Of course.
They're giving me gifts. Like,
Yeah,
Of course.
I was just
absolutely.
like, oh my gosh,
Money
like,
doesn't matter
too
when
much.
when you realize
Yeah.
that, like, yeah, it's like I have money.
Yeah. Yeah. So it really was pretty amazing. So I would say, and then outside of that, Europe, I've been to Ireland and
Okay. Nice.
the UK.
I was supposed to be in Ireland
Nice.
this month.
It's beautiful.
I
bet that's
believe you.
beautiful.
Yes.
Is it real green?
Yeah.
Oh,
Rolling hills. Just
Oh.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
I'm sold. I'm sold.
Yeah, I went to London and Scotland just last year in September.
Beautiful.
And it's amazing there. And Ireland was a few years ago, and we went kind of all over Ireland. It was pretty amazing.
All right.
That's spectacular.
So,
That's awesome.
I gotta
Get
catch
yourself
up.
there. Get yourself there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the passport. I'm just waiting for them to open up the borders.
I know that's right.
Somebody go. I'm ready to go.
So
Nice.
true.
You got any questions?
Well, I mean, let's see. Well, we've covered a couple of them. Do you find that people in the past are beginning to do more short films and submitting them into film festivals, or that they're going straight to mainstream distribution? Like, what do you find the avenues to be?
Well, I mean, I think they're definitely both.
Okay.
Because I think you're still seeing the mainstream is still going, even though they can't go to the theater, they can't be released in the theater. They're finding ways of doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it really just depends, because film festivals are, they can't even really function right now because you can't get together in person. We actually, Monster Force Zero
Yeah.
was accepted into one, but it was during COVID, and they were like, well, we're going to put it online, and we're like, we can't have you do that because that's a risk for us
Right.
being in distribution. That we weren't able to do that, and so that sucks because it was across the world. I think it was Tokyo.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, because
Seriously?
I mean, you've seen the trailer for that, and
Yeah.
it's just so bright and all different colors.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
so,
so well done. Yeah. That's,
that was disappointing, but at the same time, I think the community is really just trying to see how it's all going to pan out.
yeah.
Right.
Even though some of us are still filming, we're doing local independent things.
Yeah.
You tend to just go more the film festival route, or just get it out there so people can see what you're doing.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Mm-hmm.
Well, I got a bonus question.
Oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So, I came across this article that is still a struggle for the Black and brown to really get into the industry. The diversity is really, really still, the disparities are still big.
Sure.
And then the fact that, I know as far as race, you still have a little bit of privilege because, you're still a woman, and that's
Sure.
just as challenging.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you think diversity, because you said how many years? About 12 years?
About 14 years.
14 years?
Yep.
How do you think diversity has increased since you've been in the industry, and has it increased? You've seen has it changed? And if not, what do you feel that you can contribute to support more diversity for Black and brown in our community? Sure. And I thought that was a good question. The bonus question came up for you, so I always leave that.
Yeah.
I always make it like a hot question for our guests because the climate is so sensitive right now, and then we want to know. We just being like. At this point, I know the cool thing about COVID is people are starting to put their own content.
Right.
But the reason I picked this question for you is because as I watched all your projects, you have a very diverse background. I mean, you're not just streamlined with one particular artist, and that's what I loved about you. Of course, we worked on you for you. How do I forget that? But you do so many projects. I can't remember. I can't.
Of course.
I remember her face. I remember her name, but I just couldn't remember the. It's horrible. Anyway, but and I just want to know, what do you, if you feel, has it gotten bigger, and if you don't, I mean, what do you think that you feel that you can, as someone with white privilege, can contribute to support the more diversity for Black and brown race? Because a lot of times they'll say, hey, it's who you know, not what you know, and I think you're on the up and up. So don't forget about me, girl. Don't forget about me.
Thank you. No, I think that's a really great question.
Okay.
And I feel like it really depends on who you work with. I have been in a great position to work with numerous people who we see the diversity, but we bring in the best people for those roles. Right. And I feel like we've actually done a really good job, like you said, in those projects of it's not just streamlined. I work on so many different things, and I definitely have a heart, for the other communities as well. And so for me, I think that really just helping to give that opportunity as it arises, if it fits the script or whatever. Again, I think it's who you work with, and so I really try to choose projects that are feel-good movies and that will bring happiness to people, and really just being a part of something that you can bring other people into, so that they can get their passion out there, because it doesn't matter the color of your skin. It does not matter. Definitely. It is who's the best person for that role. How have they brought that in? And that's really how all of those things happen. I have been in the position of being in the casting chair. Right. I really try to bring that in. I've worked with so many different people. I'm like, let's bring this person in. Let's bring this person in. This person would be great for this role. And it doesn't matter the color of their skin. And I think that's it's so important to just keep moving toward that. And I feel like it has gotten better. But I think it also depends on who you're working with and the types of things that you're doing. Right. So
yeah, and I love the fact, like I said, that you do diverse projects, not just one or the other. So we'll be right back. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. As you heard it, here's what Megan MacGrath has said about what she can do for her contributions. But in the meantime, in between time, you got any shout outs today?
I do.
Yes.
I do. Dope Mom Life.
Woo.
They are a creative video content agency here in Denver, that they actually are working to bring multicultural communities together and creating content to really bring all of that together.
Nice.
And then the other one that I have is Dukeum's Kitchen and Catering down in the Springs.
Okay.
So she'll do Denver orders, but get your friends together so you can get a bunch of orders.
Okay.
But she's great. Right now she's into the desserts.
Uh-huh.
And
she
so
does desserts.
yeah. I'm about to pick it up after here.
What? Oh, girl. Yes.
We got a carrot cake coming for my mom's birthday. She's doing peach cobbler cups and pineapple upside down cake cups and
So
all
her
kinds of
specialty
other
is
things.
desserts.
Yes, right now.
Right now.
But she has done plates in the past, but she just wasn't getting enough business.
And she's up in Colorado Springs.
She's in Colorado
Springs.
And then here in Denver, there is patty bake cakes.
Oh.
So
I heard patty
also, yes, absolutely.
Yes,
If you want
nice.
any African donuts, any of
Those
that,
are the bomb.
black-owned business. So please support patty bake cakes.
Yes, and let's not forget Royalty Blends, 303 Hair and Supply, and
Lick
Cream.
Cream. Yes.
Lick Cream. We want to always give out shout outs. Let us know if you guys have any black owned business, black or brown. We support black and brown. Please, please support your black and brown businesses. But in the meantime, let's talk about some words of wisdom so we can close it up with something positive about you being in an industry as a woman producer. What can you give our viewers who are going into this industry? What could you say for us?
I would just say, if you have your passion in the film industry, go for it. Keep doing it. Don't stop. Network as much as you can. Just really hard work and dedication. I feel like that is what has helped me. I've put on different caps in working in production. And so really just getting out there and networking and just moving forward. Don't stop. Keep that passion.
Don't stop networking, moving forward. Keep that passion. You guys heard it here, right here on Actors from the Dark Side. These are the words of wisdom from Megan MacGrath. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. You've been a joy. I'm going to give you rainbows and butterflies and all the things for all the projects. And don't you forget about us little people up in here. Us little big people. But in the meantime, in between time, remember you don't have to be asleep to dream. So get up, get out, and do something for yourself. I'm Ladios Muhammad, an actor with purpose.
And I'm Rav'n, an actor with passion.
And we are actors
from the dark side.